Hey mom, how you doing? It's your oldest, AJ. First off, I wanted to tell you happy birthday. I am honored to be your son. Sorry I didn't call you today because my phone was cut off and I'm working on getting it turned on sometime later this week. But hard times happen. I know if anybody understands, it'll be you that can understand. You know what I mean? So obviously, usually I'm always the first one. I'll be calling you at 12 in the morning. You know that. So I wanted to start off what I was going to say. This is my gift for you today. I want to start it off with this poem that I wrote. I wrote this actually pre-pandemic or pre-COVID, which is kind of crazy. Looking at it, that there's even a time that we could even say that. I wrote this January 27th, 2020. The poem's called March 6th, 1969. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Dealing with your life and 3 more that came along with it. I can only imagine the weight you had to carry. At times, life, I know that it varied, but you still overcame. I can't thank you enough. Taught me the intangibles. You didn't plague me with stuff that truly didn't matter in my development. Exposed me to character, always remained prevalent. In my lifetime, your beauty personified. The woman I wind up with has to receive your cosign. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your love. Thank you for being my inspiration, motivation, and challenging me. Thank you for being the best mother you can always possibly be. I love you always, Mom. I mean, what can I say? You're everything to me. You're my best friend. You're always supportive. You're so smart. It's crazy how you'll make decisions so logically, like no matter how emotional you can be or how upset you will be at certain things in life or angry, you always seem to always make the right choices. You know what I mean? Like I just you truly are my hero. I figured what better gift could I give besides some material thing, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to give you something that could last like forever, something that you could always reflect on, something you can always see or listen to. And I was just sitting here racking my brain and I was like, what's the best gift I can give my mom right now that's like priceless? You can't put any money on. And I figured me showing my admiration, me having something recorded, forever, a timeless piece of how much I adore you as a person and to showcase what you made. You know what I mean? Like I am a product of you. So this is all your efforts being put into one of the 3 kids you raised. You have been and always will be my best friend. And I just think about all the amazing memories I had as a kid with you, and I always tell this to my friends and to Serenity, and I'm gonna be telling Sincere when he can understand, about you, about how you always knew the right balance, when to be a parent and when to be a friend. You didn't spoil us, but we were never deprived. You You did everything you could for us. And I'm forever grateful for how you raised me and my two brothers, And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for not quitting. Thank you for being so open-minded and teaching us so much stuff, Thank you for giving us your all and doing your best all the time. Even though I know I'm sure there were days that were hard, that you were just like, I don't feel like doing that, You're so funny, you know what I mean? Your sense of humor is awesome. That's where I get mine. And you're just so cool. You know how to fix anything, like, on the planet. You're a tinkerer. You always want to put stuff together. You always love building stuff, you know what I mean? And you built 3 kids by yourself, you know what I mean? And you never complained about it. You never like, I'm doing this all alone. And you never played victim. You just stood tall and did what you needed to do as a mom, and I'm always grateful for that. You never badmouthed my father, which was because of you. By you not doing that, I was able to build a relationship with him when I got older. And I don't know. I mean, there's no words for that. To have that foresight and to not let your pride or your anger or your frustration get the best of you, and you thought what was best for us, and I'm speaking for me. I know you held it down for all 3 of us, but I wanted to speak from my experience specifically. One of the things I always love and was the fact that the times where we were able to sit down and play video games together, and games like Streets of Rage, Maximum Carnage, Vector Man, all these games. Super Mario, of course, you're the legend in that. Super Mario World. And just having those memories, just those memories alone, and just us laughing and, also being challenged by the game at the same time. So I'm also learning ways to to appreciate small victories and conquests and stuff like that, and problem solving. We sitting there, and that's just one of many, like Resident Evil 2 and just so many fighting games, you name it, Mortal Kombat. I mean, everything that I'm exposed to and that I think is so cool now, you always supported. And you didn't just you never half-assed your parenting. If you saw that, I was interested in anything, or my brothers, you always wanted to, pick our brain as to why we were interested in it, or, what got our attention about it. And you either partaked in it, is it partake or partook? I don't know. You played a part in it, or you watched us do whatever it is that we like to do and supported it. So either way, it was just always great to have your energy around. Because of you, I have a frame of reference on how to parent, and I'm very proud of my parenting. I don't always put this type of unnecessary pressure, but at the same time, I put the right amount to provide a level of ambition. I never make, Serenity's 10 now. I never made her feel like she couldn't do anything, and that's because you never made me feel like I couldn't do anything. There were other people in my life that made me question certain things about whether I had the capabilities to do things, but never you. You always were supportive. You were always like, you can do it, anything. You're smart. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. And it's because of that I never stopped pushing. It's because of that I always had big dreams and goals that I've accomplished. There's only one left that I'm gonna accomplish, and I'm still in the works too, and that's to become a millionaire. And I'm working on that, you know. And everything else I wanted to do was, graduate college. I'm going back to college, and I'm about to graduate again. You know what I mean? In like another year and a half with my nursing degree. But I was able to finish and get a degree in humanities and social sciences, and that was big to tell myself that I could graduate, and that I could graduate at all in college. I can't thank you enough. Like, me being open-minded because of you. You never confined me to any way of thinking. So because I was never confound, like stuck in a box, I was always able to like explore. And I was always able to be like, what's this about? What's that about? And then I would dive in and learn more about it. I just think about how many people are just like, they're stuck in their ways because of how they were raised. And I'm not. I'm open and understanding because of you. And I also have a side of me where, I don't take any mess to an extent. I like to think of myself, we always have this joke between, you and I, like, I'm just like you, just sweeter, just nicer. Just the nicer version of you, which I think every parent wants, don't they? Like, they want their child to come out like a better version of them in a way. Like, I know I want that, and I'm sure you do. I never felt like you didn't. And I like to think that I accomplished that for you. I always think about you before I make any certain decisions. And especially when it comes to like career and school, and I just never wanted to dishonor you or have you not be proud. And you always tell me you're proud of me, and I just wanted to always make sure I did enough, and not just enough. I wanted to be something that you were really impressed by. Like, wow, like, he did that. That's my son that did that. Like, my creation, It's crazy. It's just how much we've grown, It really is. I've known you for 32 years. You've been there since day one. I think the hardest part is, this past year, it's been like over a year I haven't seen you now, like in person. And, being so used to seeing you and being so close just to hug you and kiss you. And, there's nothing like that. We talk all the time on the phone, and it's never going to be the same as not, just seeing my mom. She's a hop, skip, and a jump away. And that's why I'm trying to make sure that I'm in a better position financially so I can come see you, And I will. I'm not worried about it. I know it's going to happen. But, time's of the essence, and it doesn't wait for anybody. So I want to make sure that I make moves. I put some pep in my step when it comes to that. I want you to see your granddaughter. I want you to see your grandson. He's just been born. And, I tell myself all things in due time. And, the universe has a way of working with me. So, I try not to question how things are moving, but sometimes I can't help but to do so, One of my favorite memories of us, and I'm going to use a recent one, was when you were living in Spring Valley, and you remember when I brought the jelly beans, those nasty jelly beans, and we were just trying them and just sitting there just laughing about how gross they were with Yoki and Serenity, and it was hilarious. Like, it was a great time. Like, just sitting there, just cracking up, just laughing, and trying it again and all that. It was just very funny. That's one of my, like, I just love that so much, is how hard we were laughing. You know what I mean? Just see people, just included ourselves, just eat like these nasty jelly beans, like just laughing about it. Um, that's one memory, one of just many memories that stick out to me. Like my childhood, it was always like the best parts of it always include you. You know, all the besides like friendships with friends and stuff like that, and my friends were calling you mom, you're like a second mom to them. It just it's just, you're just so dope. You're so cool. And I always say, if any woman has half the qualities you have, I'll be good. Like, I'll be good. And shoot, even a quarter of them, I'll be good. But just knowing how much you persevered and how much you just, knowing your past as a child, and obviously I don't know everything, but from what you've told me and to see what you've become, it's just truly astonishing. It really is. Just, I can't believe you're in your 50s now. You're 52? Yeah, 52. Yep. It's just wow. And you don't look 52 at all, like at all. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what's crazy to me. Like, you don't look it. And I'm like, thank God, like, because it's like, that means that I'm gonna look all right too when I'm in my 50s. As long as I take care of myself like you do, and all that hard work that you put in to really just raise us, always working day in and day out, always making sure that we had a, home cooked meal and breakfast and everything, just always making sure that we were good all the time. Always had nice clothes, nice things, video games, and all of those things that we've ever asked for, and those are just the materials. That's not including the priceless things, like the love and the time that we spent together. Those are the things you can't put a price on. Just looking back and seeing how you just kept a level of excellence for so long is just something that's truly astonishing, and something that should really be commended. And I don't feel like people do that enough. You know what I mean? Like, especially in the way that I feel like I'm doing it now. The way that I had this planned originally, I was talking with Sean, and I was going to do a video with Sean and I together, but my phone wound up like being messed up, so the communication got kind of like messed up on my end. So don't be surprised if you get two separate videos from like me and Sean, and then me and Sean together. But don't be surprised if you start seeing another one down the pipeline. But if you don't see it today, it's on me. It's not on Sean at all. It's on me. So that's my bad. I mean, obviously I didn't even call you today yet, so you already know. You really are my hero. You always give me something to look forward to and look up to. And you just, this level of perseverance and grace that comes with you. You always have this sense of loyalty that I also carried over when it came to friendships and family, and I just don't bend with stuff like that because of you. And I see how valuable that is for like development, to know that no matter what, good, bad, or indifferent, how much I mess up, how many mistakes I make, you truly do love me unconditionally. And that's just an amazing feeling to have, and You made living in this world a lot easier. Like a lot easier. Because there's just so many people out here that don't have half of what I have, you know? Like I have the ability to call my mom, and, you know, I have the ability to talk to her. There's some people that don't have that. Some people don't even have a level of communication that they can even speak to their family, you know? And I'm just so happy that I do. That I can run ideas by you. That I can say my feelings, good, bad, or indifferent, you know, to you. I'm happy that we have that communication. I really am. I honestly wish I could do more. I want to do so much more. And I will. I just need just a little bit more time. Just a little bit more time. Just know I always have your back. And I know you don't question that, but I always do. Anything you need from me, and if I got it, you got it. You know that. And that'll always be. Always. I always speak highly of you, and I don't let nobody slander your name. And I never will. That's not flying. And I'm sure you the same way. Because, I mean, what do they say? That apple don't fall far from the tree, right? Man, from your tree. I love you. Like, I really, really, really love you. Like a lot, you know? With you, I feel warmth, happiness, fun, supported, understood, loved. I feel like you listen to me, like, and you genuinely do, like, because you're genuinely concerned about how I feel, what I'm thinking, what's going on with me, how am I doing, you know. There's so many people in the world that aren't like that, you know, but my mom is. And that's, you know, that's where I get it from. One thing about you that I always noticed was, even when things got rough, you never complained, you just made things better. Whether it's a job you gotta switch up for whatever reason, or we gotta move somewhere, or, you know, this person's acting this way, it didn't matter. Like, you always found a way to hold it down, never complained. And you were just like, yo, we gotta do this. I was like, okay, let's do it. We gotta do whatever we gotta do. Whatever mom's saying, I'm rolling with. And that's still like that to this day, you know? Anything that you do, and that's like one of my biggest takeaways. Besides loving unconditionally and showing it, I make sure that I don't complain about things. I'll voice about how I feel to whoever's hurting me or what's bothering me, but if it's something if it's something I can't change, I just leave from the situation. Or if it is something I can change, I change the situation. You know what I mean? It's that simple. It's knowing that you can control your life, that you have a say over a lot of things, you know, and you've exhibited that on many occasions. You've taken certain things and was just like, all right, you know what? Like, this sucks, but all right, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do to make sure that I'm feeling better, and that's what I'm gonna do. And you do it every time. You always live your truth, stand tall every single time. You're one of the most honorable people I know, if not the most honorable person I know. You know, you always live your truth, and you don't let nobody use anything against you because you stand in it. Like, yeah, that's me. That is me. And that's just so cool to me. Because it's not an easy thing to do. But you make it look so easy. You make it look so easy, Mom. Seriously. And that's something to be commended. One of my favorite things is when I asked Serenity too. When I said, Serenity, who do you think you're most like? You know? And Serenity was like, Grandma Sandra. And I was like, yeah. At first I was kind of like taken aback. I was like, well, why do you say that? And she goes, well, you are like Grandma Sandra. And she's a woman and I'm a girl. So if I act like you, the female version would be Grandma Sandra. So I was like, you know what? That makes so much sense. I was like, and if I wanted to be like anybody, it would be you. So I was like, this is awesome. It just shows how much of an impact you make, you know? And she's artsy. She loves to draw. That always reminds me of you. You know what I mean? She's outspoken. To an extent, she's still got to work on some things. You know, sometimes she's very bashful. I'm like that too, where it's like you're kind of like diplomatic and don't want to. What's the word? You don't want to like rock the boat, I guess. And that's, you know, as a kid, it's understandable. But I feel like she's starting to come into her own, and she's starting to really say how she feels about certain things. Because, you know, you would always say about how you felt about certain things, and if you didn't say it per se, you would always use an action to do so. You know? It's like, don't get mad, just get better. You know? And that's how I move because of you. You are, you besides my children are definitely the best thing that ever happened to me. Period. And I wanted to make sure that this is a way that I could show you and give you my flowers, of just how much you mean to me. Like a timestamp. Like, I feel like you can kind of tell if you did a really good job parenting, if your kids still want to talk to you when they're older. And I don't want to ever stop talking to you. So I guess that says a lot about your parenting then, doesn't it? Once again, Mom, just thank you. I can't thank you enough, just there's nothing on this world that I can give you that can equal what you gave me. You gave me life, you gave me love, light, understanding. You taught me about grace, being a solid human being. I try to pay it forward with my kids and just honor your legacy by being a stand-up person myself. And I hope that's a way to help pay you back. I always like to just impress you. Like, look, Ma, I did this. Or, Ma, I'm doing this. Hey, Ma, I'm always doing this. Or I'm holding this down. Or I'm doing that. I want to show you that you raised a strong man. And somebody that you can definitely be proud of. And I'm learning every day. And the more I learn about you as I get older, I always have a better understanding of the certain moves you make, why you move the way you do now. And, I'm definitely taking notes. I think lastly, what I want to say is I love you. This guy is, why is he talking right now? It's like he wanted to be a part of the recording too. I love you, and you're the best mom ever on the planet. And I'm just going to continue to strive and continue to try to, make the best of the world that you brought me in, and continue to try to make you proud. Love you, and happy birthday.